And now we'll go to the next part. We have, now the important part again comes is the backend development and database. So we have with us Nikhil Bhai Joshi, who has around 10 years of experience. He is working as an assistant manager in Netco Solutions, and he has worked across different platforms from PHP, Java, .NET and DevOps. So I would invite Nikhil Bhai to give us an insight on backend technologies and database.
Jai Swaminarayan. So I really thank all the speakers that came before me, and they gave a very good insights about the technology into IT. So I am going to speak about backend and database. So how many of you are had been understanding what Santosh Bhai just said about backend technology? What backend means actually? So when any website or a web application that a user, it has been built, a user interacts, so the request or the information that comes into some kind of a server which provides them with data. So how do the user or the UI get the data from? So that's from the backend. So that's where the backend comes into the picture. So what are the basic components when we say backend? So what are the major components in the backend? So that's the programming language, then the database, the server where the application resides, and the frameworks. The programming language covers the major area of the backend technology, because that's the brain and the hands and thinking part of it. The database is a memory, or where you could say where we store the information. The server is the home where the whole application has been residing. And the frameworks, as we are aware that frameworks are basically used to have a shell of it. So in 2019, based on the statistics, it has been observed that we have around many popular programming languages, and out of that Java, C, Python and C#, JavaScript have been growing a lot. In web technology, the maximum used programming language is PHP. The top frameworks, as you could see right now, are the Node.js. In Node.js, we have Express, Loopback, then .NET, in Python, Django, and Ruby and Rails. And the top Java technology frameworks are Spring Boot, Maven, then Hibernate, and many more. So over here, when we see frameworks, so what we think about it? So when we see frameworks, it is always something called as an application or a library that gives us an abstraction as well as the information about what application we need to build. They also give us the support to deliver our application on a faster way. Rather than delivering it, building it from core, we deliver using these applications or the frameworks in a faster manner. For example, we have PHP Laravel, okay, Express as we saw in Node, and the Spring in Java. So for backend, what are the innate skills we require? So one is the major, that is a logical and mathematical skill, technical aptitude, and the problem solving approach, as well as the data visualization. So why is the data visualization required over here? Because in the backend, it's not just about application or the providing data to the UI, but it's also processing the data. It's also about using the same data information and storing it, retrieving it, and summarizing those things. So my next topic is about database. So formally, as we can see over here, so we see two different things. One is database and other is the database management system. So database refers to a related set of data and which are stored in a very organized manner, while DBMS consists of integration of computer software. It's a software basically that allows users to access those databases or these related data from there. So what are the services or the major functions of the database DBMS? That is the data definition. So in the data definition, when we say, so it covers how to store the data, how to retrieve the data, how to insert the data, and how to update the data, and how to keep those data. The second is the updations. So if we have stored it, okay, then we also need to update it. We also need to retrieve it. So then that's why we have retrievals. And the administrations. So in the administration, we also provide the security of the data. We provide the access controls of the data. All those things are being covered in the database masters. There are few in the database, okay. So we have different types of database. So we have relational database, we have NoSQL database. So what are the popular relational databases that we have? So that's the Oracle, MySQL and MS SQL. So these database DBMSs are very popular and have been used. So there are more DBMS services also available. Few of them are like Postgres, ClickHouse and many more. In the NoSQL database, that are primarily called as non-related databases or distributed databases. There in the, as we saw in the previous one, the databases had a relation. Over here, there is no relation among the tables and the information is stored in the different types. As we could see below, there are few types like key value pairs, then column wide database, document based and graph based. So the key, as a key value pair, we have Redis, then we have on the graph database we have Neo4j. These are growing a lot these days. So the popular database engines based on their ranking are shown below. As you could see, the Oracle has been growing a lot, and we have been and it has been used a lot. The second best is being used is the MySQL. So the MySQL is also the backend database for PHP, a default backend database for PHP. So then we have a NoSQL database, MongoDB, and we also have Elasticsearch, Redis, and the front-end database. So in the browser-based specific database, we can also have SQLite. So what are the, when we say DBA, so what are the database administrator or the database architect? What are the innate skills required for that? So qualifications and some hands-on experience on some of the tools above. So like Oracle, MySQL or any of the NoSQL databases. Also some of the understanding with respect to SQL and writing some specific or basic functions into the database. Anything else? If you guys have any questions on this, please. Thank you.